In this video, we're going to take a look at an introduction to functions. Now, functions is a topic that you might think that you haven't come across already, but it's very likely that you have, and this was probably back in primary school, or maybe at the beginning of GCSE Maths. And this would have been in the form of a function machine. So let's just say we put a number into this function machine, and let's say we times it by 5. Okay, so if I put, say, in the number 3 here, if I put the number 3 in, then what we do is we get a number out. So if I put the number 3 in, we times it by 5, and what I get out there is 15. So what a function machine does is it takes a value, does something to it, in this case it times it by 5, and we get this value out. And that's basically that's the essence of a function. It takes a value, does something to it, and it outputs a value. Now, it's important to stress here that when I put a value in, we only get one value out. That's really important that we only get one value out. Now, that doesn't mean I can't put several values into a single function. So this function here, or this function machine, I could put, say, in the number 5. Okay, if I put 5 in, then we times it by 5, and I'd get 25. I could put in, say, 10. Okay, if I put 10 in, 10 times 5, we'd get 50. Okay, so like you can see, we can put several values in, but it's important for each single value I put in, we'd only get one single output. Okay. Now, for GCSE Maths, we want to develop this a little bit. Okay. So rather than talking about a function machine, we want to talk about functions. And for that, we need to introduce some new notation here. And we can see that here. Okay. Now, often we'll use the letter f here. Okay. This function here. But another common way of doing this is to use the letter g of x, or the letter g here. So we'd say g of x. And then our function. Okay, another one is h, so h of x. Again, this would also be a function as long as you define some function. So for example, I might have 2x plus 1. This might be, say, 3 minus x. Okay, these are both examples of functions. And what we're saying here for these functions is we take our number and we add 6. Okay, for g of x here, we take a number, times it by 2, and we add 1. For h of x here, we do 3 minus the number we're putting in. Okay. And if this was my function machine here, then as a function, if I do f of x here, this would be equal to 5x. Okay. So if I put in 3 in, this would be f of 3, which would be equal to 5 times 3, giving me 15. Okay. Like you can see, it just corresponds to the exact same values that we got here. Okay, if I was to do, say, f of 5, so f of 5 would be 5 times 5, giving me 25 there. Okay, and again, f of 10 here, that would be 5 times 10, giving me 50. Okay, so let's take a look at these 3 parts here. We'll do these together, and then on the next page, there's 2 parts for you to have a go at. So what I've got here is my function f of x, and this is equal to x plus 6. Now what I want to find here is f of 2 to start with. So f of 2, what this means is we substitute 2 into our function. So we do 2 plus 6, so 2 plus 6, add those together, and that will simply give us 8 there. Okay, so like you can see, this is quite straightforward. Essentially at this point, we're just doing substitution. For the next one now, f of minus 4, we do minus 4 plus 6. So minus 4 plus 6, well, that's the same as 6 minus 4, and that would give me 2 there. Okay, and this final one here is a little bit more complicated because it's algebraic, but it's nothing too bad. So where I've got my x here, we replace that now with x plus 4. So what I've got is x plus 4 plus 6. Okay, well, x plus 4 plus 6, that would give me x plus 10 there. Okay, and there we have it. So that's for f of x plus 4. So we've worked through 3 together. Now it's your turn. So like always, pause the video now, have a quick go at the question on the screen, and we'll take a look in a moment at what you should have got. So hopefully you got an okay with this practice question. Let's take a look now at what you should have got. So I've got my function here, f of x. This is equal to this quadratic. So x squared plus x plus 5. And there's 2 parts of this. The first one, I want to find f of 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to substitute 5 into our function. So So in this case, f of 5, we replace any x's here with 5. So that's going to be 5 squared. So 5 squared plus 5, so plus 5, plus another 5. Okay, so just take care here. So 5 squared is 25. 5 plus 5 is 10. We get 25 plus 10, which would give me 35 there. Okay, and again, notice that we put one value into our function, and we've got one value out. Okay, for f of minus 5 here, again, just take care with the signs. So this is going to be minus 5 squared. So minus 5 squared. I'll just put this in a bracket just to make it clear. Now this is plus x, so this is minus 5. That's plus minus 5, which is the same as minus 5. And then plus 5 at the end. Okay, they'll cancel. Minus 5 plus 5 is 0. So what I get left with here is minus 5 squared, which is equal to 25. Okay, and there we have it. So that brings us to the end of this video on our introduction to functions. In the next video, we're going to take a look at composite functions.